Welcome to Leadapreneur. Hello and welcome to the Leadapreneur podcast. I am delighted today to have a remarkable guest. We have Amy here in the studio. And as I was preparing for this interview, I don't think I've met a professional who has such an impressive LinkedIn profile, which is covering such a wide variety of amazing activities and actions, which we're going to dive into. This is a woman who's really done things, who hustles and drives things forward in a way that I think is it's just extraordinary. So, Amy, what a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us today.
It's an honor and privilege, Jan, to be here with you and your team.
Thank you. I know that you're a woman who is admired and respected and looked up to. And I think there's going to be a lot of fans who's going to be here listening to you. And what we're going to be doing is diving into your story and understanding, from your perspective, what it has taken to become the great professional that you are today and to go forward in the future. But before we do that, we must, of course, start with a little fun. So let me ask you, what is your favorite food?
Indomie goreng.
Indomie goreng. How do you like it? What is your favorite way to do it?
I like it simple with the telur mata, the telur goreng. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing complicated. It's just food anyways.
Are we looking like street vendor, mamak, posh mamak, restaurant?
No.
Which
street
one?
vendor.
Street vendor.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's more fun.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so rapid fire. We got the Indomie. The next one up is band and music. What's the music that makes you dance and sing?
Okay. This is a bit interesting. I might say traditional music. I've been a traditional dancer since I was very, very young.
Is that traditional Malay music or? Yes.
Yes, I love traditional music. I love dancing to it. I love it. I think it's so artistic. It's very mysterious, and I love the instruments. I play piano, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're starting to see the many talents of this of Amy. We got dancing, we have piano playing, right? I can already see the way you move, very graceful. Okay, so we're moving further and getting to know you. We're moving from music to animal kingdom. What's your favorite animal?
Well, horse. I ride a horse. I don't own one. I can't afford one, but I go to the clubs and I love this one particular horse called Biwara Bomo. It's a name of an Indonesian warrior, if I'm not mistaken. He's so good looking.
Oh,
yeah.
And so, are you riding the horse through the fields, through the jungle, on the trails?
Yes, on the trail.
Come, tell us a little bit about it.
The faster, the better.
The faster, the better. So you're galloping through the fields?
Yeah, I cannot afford to be a polo player. It's so expensive to maintain a horse, but I do use a horse at the club. Yeah. And I've been riding for a good 15 years.
And how does that make you feel when you're on that horse?
Powerful.
Because not everyone gets the chance to do it. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's actually very powerful, especially when, it runs fast.
Right.
You feel that you're part of it. I mean, they're more human than any animals, I could say.
Yes.
They can feel you. Yeah. So when you are stressed, what do? Just go say hi to them and you feel better. Yeah.
So you're getting to know the many. We got a dancer, piano player, horse riding, but we got a lot more to discover. So let's go a little bit deeper. We're going from animals to colors. Do you have a favorite color?
Of course, white, cream, very bland, no print, no nothing. I don't have a big wardrobe. I'm very particular about that because I don't want to spend my time thinking of what to wear.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm very particular about it. I mean, people think that I do have a lot of clothes. No, I don't. You can see from my Instagram or my social media, it's the same colors. Yeah, I don't think, I know women love pretty things. I understand that totally, but I always believe that, I have too many decisions that I need to make, not when it comes to clothes.
Oh, right. Yes, you're not the first person to say that on this show, actually. Keep it simple, have that sort of white and cream then is your
white
choice.
And cream. Like you can see from my social media, I don't even have print because print confuses me.
Yeah. So getting to know, you mentioned social media. I believe you have quite a following. What's your current account?
Well, I have on Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I didn't expect that you're going to, shoot up to 30,000 and have Instagram. I think in total, almost 100,000 followers. So it's a huge responsibility. It's a very huge responsibility because you have to be very careful what you write or what you say because you have a young followers.
Yes.
It's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, and from my understanding, one of the reasons we understand that a lot of younger ladies look up to you as a role model and inspiration.
Alhamdulillah, I hope so. Well, maybe once they get to know me, I'm actually this psychotic auntie. I don't know. You wouldn't know.
Why not both, as I like to say? Yeah, right?
Yeah, only the crazy ones change the world, right?
Exactly. Exactly. You have to have that little bit of spice, right?
Yes, you have to be a little bit of narcissist, a little bit crazy.
Yes.
It has to be a combination, you know.
Not playing it too safe as well. Really
You can't
to let
play
that
it too
out,
safe, you
right?
can't. I mean, you have to be visible. I mean, yes, some people say, oh yeah, she's too overpowering. Yes, I am. And I'm going to carry it with badge of honor.
Yeah.
Say what you may, but I'll deliver the result. I'll make sure how to do it. But I don't know how to do it really, but we'll figure it out together. So that's it.
Yeah, beautifully said. And you're kind of, because you're being exposed, you're getting people commenting and saying things, but you're staying grounded in your truth.
Oh, I'm so used to it. I used to hit a TV station. You can imagine some people are very concerned about the social media. I mean, it comes with good or bad. So it depends on how are you going to use it. Or, I mean, I'm just blessed that I'm trained to ignore. Like, okay, whatever, next. I mean, like to damage people is actually very easy, right? You just comment and you damage. But, ladies or men out there, just make sure that you're unbeatable.
Yes.
I mean, they can damage you. Damaging people is so easy. Just one comment or one rumors or one fitna or stuff like that. That's so easy to do it.
Yes.
But just make sure you're unbeatable. I don't know how to do it, but yeah.
I think that's one of the things we can dive into as we go a bit further. But before we do that, we need to know favorite destination for your vacation.
Well, I'm going to be very, very biased because I will say London. It's cliche, for Malaysians, it's like rukun Melayu, rukun negara, rukun Melayu ke-6 because like whenever it comes to December, you see everyone in London.
Yes, like you try and book a flight in London.
So
you
it just have like rukun, like everybody has to be there in London. So sometimes I wonder, like really Malaysians are poor? I don't think so. I lived there for a good 7 years. And well, it's still London. It's cliche. I know people just like all the time, London again, but it feels home.
Well, as a man who grew up in London, born in Wimbledon, lived there till about for 25 years. Say actually my early life. What makes you say that that's a great city is something that
you are more Malaysians in London than you are Malaysians here. I mean, whenever you meet Malaysians, yes, you live in the country that people speak English, right? But when you meet Malaysians, you just automatically speak Malaysian, speak bahasa. I love it there because I think we have, for me, we have a very huge community right in the center of London, W2 and so on. I used to live in St. John's Wood because it's so close to my school, London Business School.
Yes.
It's close to the mosque. You just feel that you are like in Mecca during Ramadan. The Arabs are so rich there, right? You can see all the Bentleys and all the free food like Haagen-Dazs and like, oh yeah, I was a student that I was like so happy. It feels home. London feels home for me. I know it's cliche. I know I'm just like, asyik London, but that's London because it's the community. I have the community. I have a different conversation from alumni, London Business School. Also, they're the founders. You're talking about a company that worth 2 billion and still came to the restaurant and see me. Then I was a waitress, like, me. Like really, we don't have the protocol or the difference. The social status, it doesn't matter over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we have so many topics to cover, so let's dive on in. So we're getting to know you. So what we're going to do is jump to the inspirational quote, and then after that, we'll dive into a little bit more of your story. But what is the quote that you brought to us today?
I know that's another cliche question, right? Quotes. I know we actually had a discussion about it. I mean, I really don't have a quote, but I do keep reminding myself. I mean, quote can be so long, right? To actually say one quote, it's actually taking a lot of time. So hustle, keep hustling.
Keep hustling.
Yeah, that's not even quote. It's just like something that, call to action. Do it. Keep hustling. You can't. Well, you cry. You can be dramatic and stuff like that. But 5 minutes is enough.
5 minutes, and then get on with it again.
Enough. Yeah. Right. What can you do?
Yes.
What can you do? That's actually even better. So you have to keep hustling, right? I mean, there's no other way.
And how do you do it? Because hustling's tiring.
Hustling is tiring.
How do you find that power and energy to keep driving yourself forward, and you can hustle for a bit and then say, okay, I'm fine, but you just keep going. What is it? How are you able to do that?
Well, for me, it's very simple, right? You have to be. I mean, some people maybe did not realize, or maybe we practically almost of all, we have so many things to say about our life and stuff like that. But when we step back, we are all privileged. We are all privileged. We have food to eat. We have, so when we're given that opportunity, when we're given that privilege, how are you going to take it to a different level? So I'm going to quote from, the Quran, like hablum min Allah, hablum minan nas, nas mean human. So what do we do with the privilege that we have?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. What do we do?
What do we do with the privilege of being human here today, right now?
Yeah.
And
So
not to
we were
waste
given that privilege, right? I mean,
Yes.
you can like be in London for 7 years and explore the world without thinking about, oh yeah, we're gonna eat next, or you're given the opportunity to be at the top business school in the world. It's not something given to you for free.
Right.
I mean, God must have expecting you to do something bigger.
Right.
I always believe that. Again, it's cliche. It's easier said than done. It's not easy, but impact. You can go to school and study on your own and then be quiet about it. And then what's the impact?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of honoring God, honoring creation.
Yes.
And seeing it as almost perhaps a word like duty to seize opportunities, seize the moment, because there are so many who don't.
Yeah.
And you have these opportunities right now.
Yeah.
So why
I was
not go for
given the
it?
opportunity. I was given opportunity of, financial. I was given an opportunity of time.
Yes.
I was given the opportunity to be, in London, for example, for 6 years, not working.
Yes.
Like, just doing things that I love. Just I keep on going back to school. That's actually a privilege.
Yes.
Maybe some people don't think so. It's that, but every little, it's even privilege to be here with you. So
It's a privilege to be here with you too.
it's an honor. So
Yes.
what do we do? I mean, I don't just want to be speaking to you without creating an impact.
Yes.
Yeah. So every minutes of my time count, and I don't want to be questioned by God. Like, hey, Amy, I gave you 100,000 followers. What do you do?
Amy, let's dive into your story, because I think it's going to be so rich. So we're going to now ask you to sort of share us an impactful story from your childhood, sort of pre-university time. What kind of started to shape the Amy who's here today with that kind of powerful mindset?
Oh, well, I call it a pecha kucha, right? I mean, that's actually when you went back to school, when I was at London Business School, so we have to actually prepare this 20 slides only with photos. And then I was like thinking, right, I mean, please, I paid so much for this school, really, I'm going to do this. And a little that I realized that when we started putting photos in that slides, it started to bring back the memory.
So this is the photos of your childhood?
Yes, from the day that you were born until the day of that presentation. So it's very clear. I mean, I have a clear answer for this.
Right.
It's my father and my mother.
Right.
So my dad was a teacher, and then he went back to school, my late father, at the age of 72 and completed his master's on time. He graduated on time at the age of 72.
Wow.
So he went 71, he completed his master's 72. And then I went to London and I came back. He was, diagnosed with liver cancer. He passed away. I went back to my hometown. I'm from Ceruk Tokun. It sounds so French that you can't even pronounce it. Ceruk Tokun.
And where is that?
It's in Bukit Mentajam, Penang.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to his room and I saw a proposal for PhD paper. So I am, as a daughter, his favorite daughter, I'm a daddy's girl, carrying his legacy. I am waiting for my final viva. I'm a full-time student, actually.
So you're pursuing your PhD, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
I came
in
back.
honor of your father? Is that the right way?
Sorry?
In honor of your father?
Yes. Really in honor of my father.
Yes.
I'm waiting for my viva, hopefully in April. Yeah. So 3 years, I didn't sleep. I have a responsibility. And well, I know he passed away, but I promised myself that I will continue his legacy.
That's a truly beautiful inspirational message. Yeah, to honor that. So then how would you describe yourself, let's say, university age, university era? When you're doing your first bachelor's, what year was that and where were you?
Oh, okay. I graduated at a very young age because I went to Australia. I mean, you graduate at the age of 21. So you
Right.
started working at a very, very early age. So I'm, with all, some people are very shy to mention the
But
age. I
give us some background. So you went to Australia. Which city were you in?
I was in Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Yeah, the University of Queensland.
And what year was this?
In 1998.
Right.
So it means I worked so hard. I worked very, very hard to be on the League of Eight University.
Okay.
So I again, it's actually my parents, right? I mean, either you go big or you go home. So I have been very particular about which school that I go. I mean, look, I understand every schools, they, teaching the same thing and stuff like that. But just like car, right? Either you go for Myvi or you go for Ferrari. So which one do you choose? I mean, it still take you from point A to point B. But when it comes to education, the first revelation of the Quran is Iqra. Iqra means read. So that is actually my responsibility as his servant to carry that proudly. So I was very particular. I worked so hard to make sure.
And what were you studying? What was
I studied accountancy.
Accountancy.
Yeah.
Right.
So after that, I came back and I served for 6-7 years as an auditor with Deloitte too.
Okay.
Again,
how was that? You're like a mid-90s girl. You're in Australia. You've hustled so hard. We're already seeing that powerful spirit being forged. And then you're jumping into Deloitte accountancy. I know that's not an easy path.
It's not.
That must have been pretty challenging for you. And that was in KL, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's in KL. Our normal working hours is for 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. So when were you studying? You're studying at 9 a.m.?
That time I didn't do, I didn't study, but I really wanted to be part of the Big Four because you some people say like, oh yeah, you will come and test. But I think, you have to plan. Or you have to have a support of your people around you, like whether this is really what you want to do. I mean, I have been very clear of what I want to do. So all hell break loose, and I know what I want. I want to be somebody who are powerful, not because of monetary or stuff like that. Because with power, you'll be able to influence the policy. With power, you'll be able to help more people. I mean, are you a power crazy woman? I'm not shy to say I am.
Go for it. Say it. I respect that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Why? For one reason, so that we can influence the policy. So I came back.
So you want to use the power to build a better world, right?
So, I mean, why do I need the power for, right? I mean, not even because of monetary. It's really how you actually influence the policy. You influence people for a better good. I mean, it's cliche, but it is what it is. I grew up in that environment. I grew up in that environment where, I grew up when I see like so many people who come over to my house and ask my dad for help, and he's really serving the community. Both my parents. I think. It's not that I think. I'm very sure that comes from them.
So I want to kind of, part of what we talk about is that sort of blood, sweat and tears, right? You were mentioning Deloitte. So I always think it's important to highlight to the audience just how hard our guests work. You mentioned you were going till 5 a.m. Yeah. Can you just tell us, what was that weekday like for you? What time are you starting? What time are you finishing?
No, I think I'm just going to bring to this topic, people, I see a lot on social media and stuff like that, work-life balance. I am not at all, believe in that.
Yeah. It's a bit of a myth.
It's not a bit, it is. If you want something, you really have to go for it. If you want to balance it, then the result will be, are you going to be a mediocre?
So great point. Yeah. If you're balanced, you're going to be maybe average.
Yeah, because
greatness
there will be
requires
somebody
that extremeness.
Who are so kiasu, who will go after what they want.
Yes.
And then what are you going to continue balancing your life? Then don't complain then if somebody else is living a better life, because there's always a price to pay.
Yes.
Yeah. So are you willing? If you're not willing, fine, all good and fair. But you have to live with the consequences if you're okay with that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's a choice. Life is a choice. But I choose to not be a mediocre. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, some people will look at me, oh, she's still a mediocre. Fine. All good and fair.
But you can look into your heart and talk to God and say, I've given it all. Right?
Yeah.
You have that peace inside of yourself.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. So that's why I said, like, when the privilege is given to you, you have to take it with a huge responsibility. Right. Yeah.
So let's go a little bit further. So we have you at Deloitte working for 7-8 years, right? You're working till 5 a.m. every day. You're hustling. What came next then? What's then your sort of?
I went to Media Prima. Back then was TV3. When I joined the company, we were in the brink of bankruptcy, but I had a great leaders and I have a great team. and I spent longer time there, about 8 years, 7, 8 years.
Yes.
We actually together with the team, with my CEOs. I was so young back then. We changed the landscape of broadcasting in Malaysia. So we started purchasing. We started to acquire TV9, all the TV station. It's so good to be part of the transformation team, and that time from a PN17 company. When we completed the acquisition, or when we completed the transformation, the market cap was already at 1 billion, 2 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was, you were in your late 20s, early 30s? Is that about right?
Late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah,
I
right
mean,
after my Deloitte. So I was again blessed that I have a great leader. You know, that's why for me, leadership is actually very important, because it's influence the way you grow, the way you think, and I feel so responsible to actually continue doing it, so that our young generation, especially, you know, will grow bigger than us, or will go more successful than all of us. It matters.
And I just want to take a moment to highlight to the audience here the versatility of a young lady who has studied accounting, has done 8 years in Deloitte, and then jumps into running a TV station, media. Right? That's pretty impressive. And you're not even, you know, you're just hitting your 30s, right? So from TV station, what's in the next big lump?
I was tasked, or I was seconded to the Prime Minister's office.
Right.
Well, you know, I understand what they're doing and stuff like that, but the offer from Temasek came. Temasek is one of the largest sovereign wealth based in Singapore. Temasek.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, I wouldn't want to say no, because I always know, you know, the world is an oyster. I wanted to try. And I accepted the job. So I went there and worked.
You went to Singapore?
Singapore. I was headhunted, actually.
Yes.
I
from the Prime Minister's office?
Yeah, from the Prime Minister's office. So I went to work for Temasek Group in one of the subsidiary, MediaCorp. I was very young then, about 32. Of course, an expat. I was really having the time of my life. I mean,
let's go.
Oh my God! I mean, I was earning then. I don't mind saying, right, because it was 2 decades ago. About at the age of 32, I was already earning about 70,000 ringgit. I mean, expat.
Is that
I was
per month, per year?
Per month.
70,000. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean the cost of living and then stuff like that, but still, it's a lot of money for me back then. And I was like,
well, I think that's going to inspire the audience, or the ladies who are listening, and like men too, right? Look at what she's able to achieve, right? That's so impressive.
I didn't know how it happened, but it happened. You know, God worked very mysteriously. I went there for about 3 years. Well, I mean, I love Singapore, but I believe that, you know, I should come back, and as cliche again as it may sound, to serve the country. I mean, of course, 3 years of 70,000 per month, that's enough. Like, I mean, I was young then. I mean, I
you can't spend it all, even in Singapore, right? Although, you know, sometimes it gets
and then I came back.
Right?
I came back and I work for Investigate Out. So we are the agency.
And why did you want to come back? You know, why didn't you stay in Singapore or go somewhere else?
Because apart from, you know, Dan, my boyfriend, whatever, not so important, but
so there was a boy. Yes.
There's always a boy.
Yes. That's what makes the world go round, right?
Not a priority, but there's always one.
Yes.
I came back, and then because for me, the world's an oyster. You can come back and just go. And people think it's hard, but it's just one call, right? I mean, there's LinkedIn. You know, your world is an oyster. So please. I know people keep on talking about brain drain and stuff like that. Look, that's 30 years ago. But now you can be in London and still contribute to Malaysia. You can be every part of the world and you still can contribute to the country.
Totally agree. And actually, I actually personally think, and something, you know, this ASEAN is the place to be in the global perspective. It's not 30 years ago. You know, this is the third decade of the 21st century. This is where the future is being forged. A lot of opportunities here. You know, as a European and as someone who grew up in London, I choose to be here. But I think this is where the future is being built.
Yeah, but there's nothing stopping you to go to Dubai. I mean, look, don't worry. It only takes about 12 hours to go back to London, and then you can come back and
you can just do it.
I think people maybe, you know, if I could say something, I have actually you know, the world is really an oyster. Trust me, you can go back and you can come back and you can go back. I mean, really, I mean, I have issues when people talk about brain drain, because for me, it's not that. I mean, this is a borderless world. If you need to use their brain, go on Zoom call. Yeah, if you need to come back, then put them on flight. If business class is expensive, you put economy. Yeah, come back. We'll come back and serve. Because I remember I was when I'm in London, I work for the university. We keep bringing the grant back to the country for the research.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to that London experience, right? So you're in KL. You came back after Thammasat. You're in KL. What year was that?
I came back at the age of 34, 35. I was there for 3 years, and then I came back for Invest KL, and then
But what year was that roughly? Where are we now?
Oh my God, the year I can't remember.
Okay.
2000 something.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, but I remember maybe about 2014. Yeah.
Okay.
2014, I came back.
Right.
And then I served Invest KL for a year and a half and stuff like that. And then I was asked to actually be part of the transformation team of the largest crude palm oil company in the world, MGV. Of course, we
FGV, is it?
FGV, Felda Global Venture.
So again, you're being headhunted and sought out. Is that how it works?
Yeah. I mean, if I may share, it's not something to be,
just share it. Come on,
boastful about.
Come on, Amy, just get it out.
Yeah,
we want to hear it. Let's go.
I only sent my first resume, and the rest being headhunted.
Yeah.
So it means you have to build you strong enough for them to come and look for you.
And it seems to me that sort of powerful, that your courage to choose the path of power, your courage to be the hustler, earns you you deliver success, and that success earns you a reputation in which other people then seek you out. Would you say that's kind of on the right direction for your story?
Yes. So it's hard work, and you have to know to play the visibility game.
So when you're saying, just how many hours a week are you doing then in terms of hard work? What does that mean? What number is that?
Oh wow! I just don't stop working.
Right.
I love it because I don't.
But you're not doing 40 hours a week. You're not clocking in 9 to 5 and saying, "Okay, guys, thanks." Is it more than that, or
I don't count hours. I mean, I love. I mean, I have to be very sure that I really love doing it. Then you don't feel it.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
I mean, your mission has to be very clear. Like for me, again, it's cliche for some. I want to see impact in things I do. Impact. I mean, I don't want to just be doing. I mean, I can choose to go and come back and good, all well and good. But I don't want that. I don't think I will forgive myself if I were to do that.
You don't take the easy path. It seems. It seems you take the difficult path.
Being comfortable, because being comfortable is
complacent.
You are in a dangerous zone.
To tell us about that.
Because
many people would say, "It's okay lah, just relax, it's nice."
I mean, I understand. I mean, if you choose that path, all well and good. I will respect your decision. But I have chosen a different path. Like I said to you, I was in London. I left everything I have in Malaysia, my position, my comfortable life, everything at the age of 43.
Well, let's set up the story for that. So how did you go from FGV to jumping to London? Because it's such a great story of how you...
I went to London in year 2018.
Yes. And what was the sacrifice you made?
I was already at a certain position, right?
Yes.
So,
and what position was it?
I was a group general manager for one of the largest CPO.
Right.
And then what's next? Do I wait and I stay there for another 6-7 years, and then they'll fly in or they'll shoot in any other CEOs from outside, or do I stay? What do I do?
Right. So your group GM at this point.
Yeah, I was already a group general manager, and then the next level is C-level, right? Can I be? Should I be? Or because I mean, of course, age plays a very important factor as well. I mean, how often that you see a CEO at the age of 32 or 33 or 34, right? Especially at the largest. I understand the dynamic. I understand the whole ecosystem and how it works. And I said, I can choose to stay and, keep earning and do the same thing until I am not willing to do it. I know I can actually, I have a way of saving from working in Singapore and stuff like that. And I always wanted to be at the top business school in the world. It has to be my dream, this particular program, Sloan, because they offer Sloan at London Business School, MIT, as well as Stanford.
Right.
Yeah.
Just frame the story for the audience, because I think it's really worth positioning this, you've got the group GM. She's looking at the opportunity to take a great, easy path forward. But instead, you're saying, you know what? I'm going to take the difficult path and I'm going to move to London to pursue my dream of a top business degree, right? And then what happened next? Because I know you have some very powerful stories about what got you through the London experience.
I actually left practically everything that I actually have here in Malaysia.
Yes.
And it was a very, it's a life-changing experience personally and professionally for me, being in the same class with 68 CEOs from all over the world. It's a humbling experience. You are practically nobody.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You're practically nobody, First month when we were there, I thought, when they did the personality test before we joined the program, we have all AA personality. So just imagine you have 68 of AA personality. So
what does that mean?
AA personality mean you're practically half crazy.
But power, drive, high energy, intensity individuals, CEO level,
CEO material,
energy,
CEO material, CEO energy, like entrepreneurs or successful
which
startups.
is quite rare. But now you're in a room of 60 others. You're all clustered together, right?
So there's one exam. I got 92 out of 100, and I was like, oh, okay, not bad. Little that I know that 92 out of 100 is actually B, because it's a bell curve. So it means, Amy, hello, you're nobody. You think you're all that? No, darling, no. So
I love it, Amy. And how did that make you feel?
I cried for 2 weeks.
You cried for 2 weeks about a 92%.
How did I get B? How can I get B? Right?
Yes.
I was like, how did that even possible? Possible? It happened.
Yeah. Because what I'm just admiring here is that you are a person who was, at a very high position, right? Group GM, right? You've jumped to London. You've gone in a sense from being up here to down here, being the nobody, right? And now you're suddenly, but you're taking yourself through this journey, right? I'm wondering, is that your hustler spirit, that dedication that gives you the capacity to go have that humility?
I want to feel, what else the world has to offer me. I mean, how far can I go? And, during the period when I was in London after Sloan program, and then the COVID came, and then say, what are you going to do? I said, fine, I'll do my PhD, because I thought I have actually promised my dad I'll continue my PhD. So while doing my PhD, I'm so used to work, right? I mean, I can't be just going to school. I work as a waitress for a good 5 years. I really pulled the kway teow goreng, all this, I really went.
You were a waitress in a Malaysian restaurant in London.
Taking care of the kitchen. And
so from group GM to waitress in London restaurant.
You're just waitress, coffee, tea for me, sir. I work for the Malaysian restaurant. We transformed to a restaurant from, 8,000 pounds to 80,000 pounds per month, and I used the
10xing revenue.
So I didn't know how it happened, but my reason of actually doing it, because we have actually a lot of Malaysian students there who, they don't get the monthly allowance so much. I thought, if I work at the restaurant, we can do a lot more community engagement and stuff like that. Can help more people, especially during COVID. So usually when I was in London, we were the first person who know who's actually not well during COVID, because they order food, right? Can you send nasi lemak? I said, are you okay or COVID? And I said, fine, I will actually let the embassy know. So it's the food that bring people together. I didn't expect, I don't even know how to cook actually, but that's actually very interesting. So is it a humbling experience? I said, it is a humbling experience, because I realized if I didn't go through that journey, or if I didn't go to London Business School and, be like no longer the AA on top of your game kind of thing, and not working as waitress, I might not be, a humble leader.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of reminding myself, we've gone from accountant to TV stations. We've gone then to sovereign wealth funds, Temasek. We've gone to plantations. We've gone to a waitress in London.
But I had a...
And now PhD candidate, right?
I am actually on the board of Wahid Ventures. Wahid is actually the robo-advisor. I met the founder because I live in St. John's Wood. Of course, my house is not as big at all the St. John's Wood area. But that's what London did to me, the network. And I really, really, really appreciate that, because I wanted to see how far I could go. I mean, yes, Malaysia, all good and well, but what's next? What's the next big thing? I don't have the answer. I am still searching for it. And I'm curious to find out myself.
I've always believed, we are kind of defined by the challenge we set ourselves. The greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity to grow.
Right.
The question is then, how great do you dare to be? And I find your story so inspiring because you're not just daring once, not daring twice, but there's a continuous story of daring to take the great leap. And I think that's such an amazing thing, because where has that taken you today? Help us understand, what are you working on today, and
this is
what's your
actually quite
reality
interesting.
now?
When I just came back to Malaysia about two and a half or 2 years ago, I'm still very much a full-time student. I still have a visa, student visa in London.
Yes.
T4.
Yes.
I came back. I was headhunted by the board. And came back and became a COO, Chief Operating Officer for the largest venture capital in Malaysia. And I was like, okay.
And who is that, just for our audience to understand?
Sorry?
And what company is that, just for our audience to understand?
They were then under the purview of Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Science and Technology. So we are venture capitalists.
Right.
Yeah.
So from waitress back to COO of venture capital. Fantastic.
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes.
Because I wanted to collect the data for my PhD.
Yes.
Little that I know that I came back in less than 2 years. Again, we Malaysians always so polite, right? Not something to be boastful. But I'm just going to say I actually got 6 awards in less than 20 months. Thank you to the community who has been supporting me, and I led and architectured the roadmap for the country.
And what were these awards for? Come on, tell us. We'd like to know.
There's a lot. There's like
I know,
like,
but then tell us.
Mostly about women. I really champion women position in investment and finance. So
Yes.
I'm very outspoken or very loud about that because it matters.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have the privilege, I have the opportunity, but what do I do if I have a voice? Right? I mean, just be quiet and smile and look pretty if you're pretty. But yeah, okay, fine. But what I'm saying that I came back and I didn't want to do a day-to-day job. I'm not interested. I mean,
Right.
else why I would rather stay in London and still continue to become a waitress. It's quite fun too. Good money. And no, when I was in London, I was just not. I didn't just waitressing. I worked as a consultant for a lot of startups.
Yes.
Who have interest to come to the other part of this world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So startups who want to come to Malaysia.
Yeah, or like all the big organization, because that's what a London Business School did, right? This brand of the school.
Right.
I got paid like what? Working from home, £350 per day. Then as a student, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine for 1 month. That's a lot of money.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I waitress as well, and since I am a part of Brunel University, so I work as a research analyst for the government of UK to champion the program. So me and the team, Malaysians team, we co-authored the national module for the UK government to help the SME. So we coach them. I mean, SME and startups are very, very close to my heart. So that's why the PhD paper is really about SME and startup. Little that I know that I'll come back to Malaysia and, work and be the CEO of Mascat Malaysia Venture Capital. I mean, they no longer exist. They're under Khazanah now. And led the policy paper.
Wow.
So it's something that I really wanted. That's why it got very, very mysterious ways. I really fought hard for me to, be able or to be given that opportunity. I think I remember I pitched during my study leave for my PhD. But I went to Sarawak for speaking engagement. I took that interview. I took that pitching session from the airport because I really, really wanted it. I really wanted to actually do this for the country. I mean, I did not want to come back and just go and do day-to-day job, HR job, or
Right.
day-to-day. I'm sure I have a great. I know I have a great team to actually help me to do it. But what's next? So we led the paper, we launched it in less than 8 months until the approval of the Prime Minister. It matters a lot to me, personally and professionally. Yeah.
I really admire that nation building spirit. So as we look across that whole journey, I want to ask you a powerful question, which was when were you challenged the most? When, if you are comfortable to share, when was the moment where you spilled the most tears? That was the hardest because
When I ran my marathon.
See, there's more. There's more.
I'm a 8 times marathoner.
Yes.
and third times world major.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I will run for New York Marathon this November.
Yeah.
So I cried the hardest when I run.
Tell us more, Amy.
Well,
Yes.
I know people think it's just run, but
Yeah.
I think leaders need to be fit
Yes.
to lead.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
You're a pro athlete in a
Yeah.
way, right? Elite leaders need to have a
And
physicality
it's just
that's
the best me time that you ever get. Because you're struggling, you can you're from Berlin, I mean Germany, right?
Yes,
Berlin, right?
yes.
So when we were running, you can only see that, okay, this is the Brandenburg Gate that I have to pass within certain hours. Isn't that all? When we go to work, it's all about that. Like you always have target that you have to achieve,
right.
By hook or by crook. So it's the same feeling, and I think it resonates so much with marathon, right? It's a journey that really blood and sweat. So there's a lot of thinking there. There's a lot of zikir during running. That's why I remember, oh God, please help me. Please don't do this to me. And then the next time when you actually pass the finishing line, I say, okay, what's next?
Yeah. Let's do it again. Woohoo.
Yeah. So I memean, usually the last 10 kilometers is actually the hardest for me, and I cry. I mean, I am not shy to say it. I cry.
Because I remember, if I'm understanding correctly, because marathon is 42 kilometers. So that's about
42 kilometers, yes.
Yeah. So you're at kilometer 30-ish mark, and you're starting the tears, then it's all, but you're letting it out, and you're in the suffering, you're in the suck.
Yeah,
but you are pushing through.
You're pushing it through. Like you can do this, you can do this, you will do this, and then you cross the finishing line. There's a few times that I collapse. I mean, I collapsed because I didn't expect that Berlin is going to be so cold.
Yeah, of course.
And it was raining that time.
Oh, that's
and then I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna fall down. And then everybody like calling me, and I just like kept quiet, and I vomited throughout because a bit too much caffeine in my body. So I've been
too many gels, right? Yeah, in there.
Yeah. And then I woke up after half an hour and packed my bag and said, okay, here's my medal, thank you, that's it. And I took a flight back to London the next day. I mean, it's quite near though, one and a half hour.
Yeah, very close. Yes.
So and then I did London. I never run in a group because I really
wait, you did the Berlin Marathon, you flew to London, did the London
I live
Marathon.
in London.
Oh, you live in London.
I live in London.
Right.
So I did the London Marathon, and then last year I went to Chicago, and the best part, when you have been like so busy, I was in the middle of the policy paper, so I flew like one day before the run. I didn't practically sleep. Jet lag is crazy, right? Chicago, so I couldn't find a hotel or anywhere nice to stay. I just like, you know what, hostel is fine with me for as long as it's quite near to the starting line.
Hostel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
But you continue to amaze me.
Hostel, I don't even know, like in the same room who I stayed with it. Like I just want to sleep. I couldn't even sleep because you got nervous, you got excited at the same
jet
time.
Lag, everything, weather change.
Jet lag. So the starting line, let's go, pack my stuff, and went and ran, and I came back to the hotel, packed my bag, and flew back to Malaysia. Reached the airport, and I knew that I have to be at the studio to rebut the budget 2024 with the esteemed guest, Professor Jomo. He's the world.
So you're on the TV show at this point, or I've got a little bit lost there. So you've come back to KL.
I came back. I touched down, and my driver picked me up and straight to the studio.
TV studio,
Astro Awani, because I have to rebut live the budget 2024 with somebody who is so respectful. Professor Jomo is the world economist, and I was like, what am I doing? But okay. So the whole flight I was reading.
So from Chicago hostel running marathons to getting picked up by your driver at
wearing
LA,
a medal.
Wearing a medal.
I was like, can I wear a medal?
Straight to the studio just to casually work with one of the top professors and
but it's actually
the
live,
budget,
right? When the prime minister is like speaking, right? We did it's not embargoed, so you don't know what he's going to talk, but you have to rebut live.
Right.
So I was like, God, please don't make me blonde on air. I mean, who's this blonde girl? It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of you still have the adrenaline rush.
Yes.
After after you run, you just like, but that continues. I was like, heart, be still. Heart, please calm down. But you can't. You're going to be rebutting the budget live. You can't say anything wrong because you're presenting a brand. It's responsibility.
Yeah.
So I did nothing the whole 24 hours from Chicago to Malaysia or to KL by just reading. I couldn't sleep. I was like the feeling. You know, like I have to do it right. I have to make it right. I have
Yes.
to champion, you know, what I need to champion. Yeah.
Amy,
But it's life.
It's life,
Keep on
right?
hustling.
Well, not just life, but I just the vivaciousness that you have, the courage to leap into new things across domains. You know, as we kind of the last bit of the podcast is looking to the future. You know, and I think our audience are interested as we enter the age of AI.
Right.
What guidance can you give us in terms of and I think there's an element of the spirit, you know, the hustle. Perhaps that could be something you want to touch on, or wherever you want to take it. Tell us what you think it takes to be great in the age of AI.
Okay. I mean, if there's any key takeaways in this conversation apart from me mumbling, I want you to remember this. I'm going to simplify it, and I want you guys to remember in anything that you do, if you're a board of directors or if you're, you know, great staff, A, B, C, D. Okay, what is the future outlook? It's A, B, C, D. If it's so hard to remember, air, batu, campur, durian. A is AI. You can never run away from AI. I mean, you wake up one day and remember, ChatGPT is not relevant, you have DeepSeek now. I mean, that happens so fast. So in anything that you do, you have to go back and be guided by AI. A. B, this is our opportunity. Battle of Big Brothers. You know, the China and the US.
Battle?
Battle of Big Brothers.
Battle of Big Brothers,
Yeah,
right.
so B is Battle of Big Brothers, okay? So it's when China and US are fighting, the opportunity is spotless.
Yes.
Yeah, so they are shifting their business right here in this land. What do? And there's so many opportunities, right? Semiconductor, agriculture, manufacturing. So take advantage of this fight. I mean, blessing in disguise, right?
Yes.
So they're coming to here, Malaysia.
Yes.
B is Battle of Big Brothers. C is climate. Everything we do is climate related. I mean, what I realized that, you know, most businesses, most entrepreneurs think that they are not climate related business, but we are.
Yes.
So there's a lot of opportunity in this climate. There's a 3 trillion potential investment.
And by climate, you mean the sort of environmental factor, right? Not the economic climate. You mean the environmental, like the environment climate, or
everything,
global
like
warming,
waste management, global warming, anything that is climate related.
Right. Okay.
Right. I mean, practically everything. Everything in this world is climate related, and there's 3 trillion potential investment. So businesses, so startups, so women read, see how do we actually grab this potential. So A, B, C, D, durian is demographics. When we talk about the change of demographic, right? Like the world is an oyster.
Yes.
You will wake up one day and see, you know, maybe we have people from India working in our office. You have to be okay with that, but we have to have a clear policy on that. So A, AI, B, Battle of Big Brothers, C is climate, and D is demographics change.
Yes.
So air, batu, campur, durian. Remember that in whatever that you do, be guided by ABCD.
Yes.
So that will be my air, batu, campur, durian.
And was there an E in there as well?
A, B, C, D.
Okay.
Just four. A, B, C, D. Air, batu, campur, durian. That's it. Then remember that, be guided by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I was just to kind of riff on your thoughts there, right? That I've been trying Grok AI recently, and some of my team have from X, and it's, you know, that you mentioned DeepSeek disrupting ChatGPT. I think, you know, I encourage everyone to try Grok, because it's remarkable what it can do. And I think what we're taking away from this is this idea that it's not just about one thing.
Right.
It's a continuous conversation of AI. It's just beginning. You need to be immersed in it.
Yeah.
Be in the battle of big brothers. As those big titans fight, there's an opportunity to, I call it the rise of the rest.
Yeah.
There's a huge opportunity space there. Jump in, seize it. See climate, see that $3 trillion market. How can you be a part of it?
Yes, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And D is demographic. So we have to be okay of a brain drain, because there will be more brains coming in. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Demography is destiny.
Yeah.
In a way. Well, Amy, I think this has just been extraordinary. I kind of said, let's go with the time. So we've really just been riffing off this. I'd like to invite you to share any last comments that you'd like to tell us about as we end this podcast.
Keep hustling. Keep hustling. I mean, it's tiring, yes, but life is like that. Keep hustling. Your time will come.
Well, on that note, Amy, it's been a pleasure and a privilege to interview you.
It's an honor.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jan.
And that takes us to the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for being with us.